Alrighty, everybody, welcome to Econ Chats Video 1, where we will be chatting about economics. And throughout the course of the semester, we hope that these videos will help you have a greater understanding of economics so that hopefully you'll be a little bit more successful in class and on the milestone, but of course, ultimately, maybe even a little bit more successful in life as well. These Econ Chat videos are just that. What we're going to be doing is just talking about economics and hopefully clarifying and making sure that you understand these important concepts. Brings us actually to the very first standard that we're going to be getting into. It's called SSEF1. SS standing for Social Studies. EF, of course, means Economic Fundamentals. And I say fundamentals, and I'm sure you all know what that means. The fundamentals, of course, refer to the basics. And you have to have these basics down before we move on throughout the course. And so it's very important that we have a good grasp of what these fundamentals are before we move on. So I'd like to go ahead and show you SSEF1 here. You'll notice is that SSEF1 states that what you need to do is explain why limited productive resources and unlimited wants result in scarcity, opportunity costs, and trade-offs for individuals, businesses, and governments. And as you look down throughout this list of standards that you're supposed to learn, you're going to see that what we're going to be getting into are those terms: scarcity, opportunity costs, understanding what a trade-off is, and of course, when you realize what economics is, understand that these laws and these theories and everything that goes along with it applies not only to an individual, but also government and companies and society as a whole. And so it's a big, tall order, but let's get into it. So if you're taking economics class, probably a question you need to be able to answer is, what is economics? And it's a valid question, particularly if you've never taken economics before. Now, I've asked this question over the years to many students, and a lot of times the question or the answer I get to that question tends to revolve around money. They'll tell me that economics is the study of money, or that economics explains how we make money or how we create money. The really, really sharp ones, when I say, hey, what is economics? They'll look at me and just say, money. Well, here's the thing. Economics, yes, it does have to deal in some way with money. Money is a part of economics, no doubt. But when we try to figure out what economics really is, money is really kind of a small little part of that. You see, what economics is, it's a study of how society meets two inherent facts, two things that society tries to figure out. And those two basic facts are, we have unlimited wants and needs as individuals, as governments, as societies, as countries, whatever. Unlimited. They are constantly growing. And wants and needs are also changing. You can see that for yourself. I mean, right now you may want a new car. But when you were 6, you probably wanted a new bicycle, right? Those wants and needs are changing, and they change for societies all along the way. 30 years ago, nobody really wanted an iPad because iPads didn't exist. So these wants and needs change. But the problem is we only have a limited amount of resources in which we can fulfill those wants and needs. We cannot fill all the wants and needs. It's just impossible. We cannot do it because we have limited resources. And this, if you're paying attention, is a problem. In fact, this is the most basic problem of economics that you need to know. Having unlimited wants and needs but limited resources, the term that you need to know for that is scarcity. Scarcity is the most basic problem in economics. And we have to figure out a way to fill as many wants and needs as economically as possible with just the few limited resources that we have. So, how do we do that? We make decisions. Now, I'm about to make all this disappear real quick. Stick with me. When we make decisions, understand that decisions happen all the time. We make a number of decisions a day, whether we're aware of it or not. You know, we decide what we're going to eat. We decide what we're going to wear. We decide where we're going to go. We decide if we're going to take a left instead of a right. We decide if we are going to talk to this person or not talk to this person. I mean, you know, it's if you considered what you do in a day, you understand that every time you do something different, you're making a decision in that. Well, economics understands that, and economics also realizes that every decision you make, there's a cost associated with it because you are giving up something in order to make the choice or do the choice or make the decision that you have decided to make. Let's give you an example. Let's say you have a free Saturday night coming up. There's a number of different things that you may want to do on this free Saturday night, right? Now, I say it's free. Perhaps, so you might want to work. Maybe you want to hang out with your friends. Maybe you want to go see a movie. Maybe you want to go check out that new restaurant everybody's talking about. Maybe you just want to sleep. Now, what are you going to do on this Saturday night? Now, you can see your resources are already limited. I mean, we're talking about the time here. The time that you're using is that Saturday night, and you can't possibly do all of these things on a Saturday night because you only have, a few hour window in which to be able to do any of these things. So, guess what you're going to do this Saturday? You're going to make some decisions. Now, realize that whenever you make a decision, that means you're giving up something. So let's say that on Saturday night you decide to get crazy, get wild, and you decide to sleep. You go to sleep Saturday night. What that means is that you have given up work, you've given up hanging out with your friends, you've given out going to a movie, you've given out checking out that new restaurant. You gave all that up. That's a cost, right? Because you made that decision, you gave all this up, we refer to those as trade-offs. Now, trade-offs are a little different from opportunity costs, but not really that much different. You see, the basic definition of opportunity cost is like the next best thing, right? The thing that you would be doing if you're not doing this. So let's say it came down to it. You couldn't decide what you were going to do Saturday. Really, you couldn't decide. You really, really wanted to sleep, but at the same time, you really wanted to go hang out with your friends. Do I hang out with my friends or do I go to sleep? Do I hang out with my friends or do I go to sleep? Sleep, hang out with friends, sleep, hang out with friends. Now, if I decide to sleep, guess what my opportunity cost is? Hanging out with my friends. That's the next thing I would be doing. It's kind of like my favorite trade-off. If I decided to hang out with my friends, guess what? My opportunity cost is going to be the sleep I give up. Now, that's opportunity cost, the next best alternative. But the thing that I want you to understand, the thing that you really kind of have to understand is that it's a little bit deeper than that as well. You need to know trade-offs are what we give up. Opportunity cost is your favorite trade-off. But you need to understand that opportunity costs just aren't simply giving up something. Let me give you an example. So, guess what you're doing this Saturday night? You just got a text from your friend. You and all of your friends are heading down to Atlanta to go to your favorite musician concert. I don't know, whatever band, artist, whatever you want to call them. I don't know. Somebody is playing in Atlanta and you want to see them in concert. And guess what? Your friend just won tickets, backstage passes, VIP treatment, limo ride down and back. You got front row seats. I mean, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. This concert is going to be. And so your friend calls you or texts you, and that's what you're going to go do. You're going to a concert. Yay. But then guess what? You're about to get another text. That's right. You get a text from a certain someone. You know who I'm thinking of. You know who I'm talking about. It's that person that you've been crushing on since the first grade. The person that when they walk by, you just are like, ugh! This is the person that you would crawl through broken glass just to get a chance to be around. This is your crush. And they just texted you, and guess what? They want to go out with you Saturday night. And here's the thing. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, people. If you blow this, if you give this up, if you don't take this chance to go out with this person on Saturday night, it will never, ever, ever happen between the two of you. Yeah. So, guess what? It's Saturday night, and now you found yourself with a decision to make because you've got limited resources. And you have an option. You can either go to the concert and have this once in a lifetime experience with your friends, or you can go on a date with this special someone that you've wanted to be with forever. What are you going to do? Now, I've done this a few times, so I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I know what you're thinking. No, you can't bring your date to the concert. Okay, so that's not an option. And you have to choose one or the other. I don't care which one you choose, but go ahead and think. What are you going to choose? All right, so you've made a choice. Now, if you've decided to go to the concert with your friends, you understand that means your opportunity cost is your date. That's what you gave up. You understand that if you decide to go out on the date with that person, you've given up going to this concert. That's your opportunity cost. But here's the thing. This is why it's a little bit different. Opportunity cost also is a little bit deeper. You see, if you decide to go on that date and miss out on that concert, you're not just missing a concert. You are missing this once in a lifetime opportunity. You're missing the satisfaction that you receive from going to that concert. You miss the fun times, the stories that you will have with your friends. You will miss the enjoyment of listening to the music and seeing your favorite person perform and all of that good stuff. It's gone. It's not just the concert, it's everything associated with the concert. And likewise, if you decide to go to the concert and miss out on that date, well, it's not just a date you're missing out on. No, you're missing out on the possibility that this is the person that you were intended to spend the rest of your life with. This is the person that you're going to be thinking about when you're 93 years old, and you've just missed out on that. You possibly are missing out on, if you decide to go to a movie, the entertainment value of the movie and of being with that person and the chats and the knowledge and all that good stuff that comes along with going on a first date. You're missing out on all that as well. So again, it's important to understand that every time we make a decision, there are trade-offs involved. Our favorite trade-off is opportunity cost, and opportunity cost can go in a number of different things. So we have to make these decisions knowing what these costs ultimately are going to be. All right, guys, so economics. Economics is the study of how societies, individuals, and governments meet the basic problem of economics. And that, of course, is scarcity. Scarcity exists because we have unlimited wants and needs, but just a limited amount of resources in which to fulfill those things. And then, of course, in order to meet this problem, economists and governments and individuals all make decisions and they make choices and they try to meet them as much as possible. So you're going to see this idea throughout the course, and you'll notice how governments have to make decisions. When we start talking about things like the budget, and we start looking at things like trade, and we start talking about things like productions possibilities curves, you're going to understand that opportunity costs and decision making and solving this problem of scarcity is what really drives economics, and it's going to be a constant theme throughout the course. I hope you've enjoyed this today. I've tried to keep it as short and sweet as possible. There'll be plenty more, but please let me know if you have any questions or let your teacher know. And I hope you take care. Bye.